Hey, good evening, everybody. Welcome to our Bourbon Player One. We are going to be talking about bourbon, gaming, anime, and really anything else that I think would be fun to talk about or that you think would be fun to talk about. These are going to be really short. I won't do this introduction with this first episode. What we're going to do is we're just going to talk about a bourbon for the week, something I found, something you can find. Maybe we can't find it. I'll try to keep it to things that you can find on the shelf if you'd like to try them. We're going to talk about something gaming or anime or pop culture related. And then we're going to do a send off. We're going to keep these about 8 to 10 minutes once a week, just so I can cover things that you might want to know more about, learn about, or things that I just find interesting. So without further ado, let's get into it. Tonight, we are drinking a brand new bottle that I just found called Uncle Nearest 1856. Now, this has been around for a while, and I know a lot of you are saying, well, John, I've seen that all the time on the shelf. I've never tried it. I don't want to get it. And hey, I just want to tell you, as you can see, this bottle's, pretty good chunk on. You're really missing out. So I'm going to give you a little bit of the notes of it here. I've already poured myself a nice little glass. We're going to drink it. I'd lie to you if I said I had already drank some, because I did. It's got a lot of nuttiness to it at the end. Almost almost a peanut buttery richness, if that makes any sense to it. It's really good. Good dessert bourbon if you're looking for one. And the price isn't bad. It's $56. You can find it at basically any liquor store right now. I'd highly recommend picking up a bottle for yourself so you can have a good time with it. This is definitely more than a 1 or 2 ounce pour. That is for sure. So let's talk Pokemon Scarlet and Violet 151. So big media alert. To get into the big details of it, Pokemon has gone through a lot of series, a lot of different Pokemon, a lot of different changes, a lot of different cards, a lot of different games. This is one of the first times that the Pokemon TCG has actually put the original Kanto, which is the 151 that we grew up playing on Pokemon Red and Pokemon Blue on our Game Boy colors, into a card series since the original time. So they're all going to be together again. It's the first time in a long time, due to lawsuits, that Kadabra, for my Pokemon nerds or people that remember the originals, has been in a card set. Someone was suing them over the rights of the card. I won't get into the details, but long story short, the original 151 haven't been together since the original release like this, and it's the first time it's coming out again. So it's a really big deal. That being said, each noteworthy thing I want to talk about the card packs. I'm already going to be getting some. I hope you will too. Maybe you will after you see this and see some of the cards. But in the expansion, there will be 12 Pokemon EX cards total, 16 illustrious rare, and 7 special illustrious rare Pokemon and supporter cards. So those are going to be a little bit harder to find depending on the boxes. 16 ultra rare, full art etched Pokemon and supporter cards. Now, full art, I want you to remember that for me just for a minute or two. I'm going to show what they're talking about there. And then 3 hyper rare gold etched cards. So these are going to be the original cards. They're just going to be gold etched. So you probably won't see a lot of these, but if you do, those are the ones that are going to be worth a lot of money. And you're going to want to probably put those in a sleeve. All those things are going to consider for the game to release on September 22nd in America. It's already out in Japan. That's where a lot of these pictures and all this intel is coming from. But it's going to be translated, brought stateside in just a few short months. Going to be a lot of good times. So let's skip all that. So figure we start off right with the one that's the big, big heal, the big thing that everyone can't wait to get, and that's Kadabra. So I said I wouldn't go into a lot of the details, but basically someone thought that Pokemon was ripping off how they used spoons for their magic tricks. I know it sounds crazy. And that's why they couldn't make Kadabra for the longest time, because his illustration was tied up in the court system. So great to see Kadabra back. The card looks great. Then we go right into our Alakazam. Now this is one of the rare EX cards. These will be a little bit harder to find. They'll be shiny. To see the big EX right here. A lot of our end evolution cards are going to be the big ones, and they're going to have that associated with them. Such as Charizard. And we get to our first secret art. So definitely looks a little different. I'll go back to Charizard just for a second for you all. So here's Charizard. Just see the Pokemon. And then we come back to Psyduck. Notice how the card is really beautifully made. We've got stairs. The Pokemon isn't the focus of the card. He's in it. but really it's all about the artwork that's going on with it. And these are going to be what you're going to really search for when this deck comes out, when this set comes out, is this variant of the Pokemon card. Just because the artwork's so beautifully done. I mean, look at that. The trees, the staircase. I mean, I would just want to put that into a frame and look at it all day. We get the whole Ghastly Haunter Gengar family. Love the coloring on them. Love the shading. Little comic book style. It's nice. The Ghost Pokemon. Again, another one of our art rares. This is Mr. Mime. Again, what you'll notice, if the Pokemon's not the focus of the card, that means it's special. So you're going to see a lot of that. Ammonite art rare. These are just the ones we've seen, everyone. Not all of them. We'll definitely see a lot more of them as time comes. Zapdos EX. Awesome Snorlax art rare. He's definitely asleep because he's got a little Pidgey that's hanging out on top of him right there, and he looks great. Got our Venusaur, and we've got our Blastoise. Another Pikachu art rare, and I saw this one actually pulled on a stream. This card looks great in real life. The picture looks awesome too, so excited to see it. Hopefully excited to have one. We've got our Poliwag. It's a Poliwhirl. Got our Mewtwo. This is just the normal Mewtwo card. This isn't even like the expansion one. It's just Mewtwo on a daily, so really looking forward to having it. I think it's a beautiful card, not even being an EX rare. A few more cards to look at. Aerodactyl, blasting right there. We've got our Mew EX card. Of course, Mew's on the boxes, on every pack, so this is going to be a highly sought after card we're going to want to see. And that is the end of all of them. So as you can kind of see, all the cards are phenomenal. They've done a great job on releasing them, and it's going to be some great information to have and probably a great set to want to pick up. I know personally, as long as I can Rendangle everyone or dangle the wife into letting me do it, I plan on trying to get all 151 of the cards in a nice binder. I think they're beautiful and going to be something you're going to want to hold on to and look at and enjoy. And that's everything I want to talk about. So we saw the Pokemon cards. We saw how all that went. We saw Bourbon. Now, I'll still be streaming. I'll still be playing games. But once a week, I just, like I said, want to stop in. I want to talk to you a little about things that you might enjoy, things that I enjoy, and kind of just have something for you. So, Bourbon Player 1, Bourbon, games, anime, and you, and me, just having fun. That's all I've got tonight. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'll see you next week. Have a good one.